Good day and welcome to A Better Place. Today in our program, we will be dealing with the topics of delivery and postpartum. Our guest for today is Nurse Yanga, a practicing midwife.
The same nail color day after day.
Not me.
New Revlon Top Speed Nail Enamel. Cool color with a built-in top coat that sets in just 60 seconds.
With Revlon, you can change your mind again and again and again.
New Revlon Top Speed Nail Enamel.
Are you ready to jump?
Yeah, I've got the very pretty insurances parachute.
Is that a good quality parachute?
I don't know, but all the things they told me about it sounded very pretty.
Well, okay then. Let's do this.
Hey, 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 hey,
Gotcha! Hey, I've got you, man. Relax. I've got you.
I gotta get myself one of those Henderson Insurances parachutes.
The right coverage when you need it.
Nurse Yanga, welcome to A Better Place. And I would like to start off by asking you to elaborate a bit on what is the significant difference between a midwife and a gynecologist.
Midwife is simple between man and woman. Then you got a place between those two persons to help them, to guide them. As women, we have male midwife, men too. Now we have a lot. Then we try to guide those couple for be there for the children. The difference between midwife and gynecologist is not so big. Only the biggest things is when they have to do a cesarean, when you have to operate, then the gynecologist have to do it. But the normal delivery, it will be the same thing.
Would you consider the job of a midwife to be more strenuous than that of a gynecologist?
No. None of them have difficult, because if you study for something, if you pass, then it have to be easy. And as a person, I think you have to choose a job that is like a hobby for you. If it is like a hobby, if you like your job, if you're there for your job, then it will be okay.
Okay, I have a question that I'm just thinking off the top of my head. How does a person choose between a midwife or a gynecologist? Because I believe that some persons, like for example, I have a friend and she has always gone to a midwife instead of a gynecologist. So how does one make that decision?
This is really simple. A midwife do normal delivery. Normally a gynecologist is for when you have problem, for difficult anamnese that you have, then we have to turn the patient to the gynecologist if it is not normal delivery. But it is, I find that it's the best thing that somebody can choose where they want to be. Because as a human being, you have to make your choice. You have to be by somebody that you know, that you feel comfortable. When I get my patient, I always ask them. I get patient to come to me, I ask them, listen, if you want to stay with me, you just tell me. If you don't want to stay with me, tell me too. Because I want that you be comfortable when you go through this, because delivery is not easy. The person, the pregnant woman, the one that will get the baby, have to be very comfortable. They have to deal with a comfortable person, that they can do the job right, they have to do it.
Okay, how soon can you detect then? If, for example, you have a patient that's coming to you and further down in the pregnancy, they detect that they might have issues. How does that work then? Then do they, let's say they're 7 months and something happens by chance. then you recommend them to go and see a gynecologist? How does that work?
Yes, it can be before 7 months too. Because somebody with diabetics, I have to turn it to the gynecologist. Somebody with high blood pressure, when we check it and it can come down, we have to turn it for the gynecologist. Somebody that reached like 8 months and it is a first baby and it is a breech laid down in a breech, we have to turn it to the gynecologist, especially when the baby is big. Not that we can do breech delivery because the second one can born normal if the baby is not big. But the first one we always see, if it is a huge big baby, it has to be C-section and the gynecologist is for the C-section.
Okay, I gave birth on the French side of St. Martin. And there it is common practice for the midwives to deliver the baby. On the Dutch side it's different. The gynecologist at the hospital delivers the baby. Could you explain why the midwives are not really practicing or cannot give birth at the hospital?
The problem is because when I reached here in 1991, we had only one gynecologist, and that was Dr. Betta, and only one midwife who was me till last 2 months. We got some midwife from Holland here in the hospital. They work in the hospital. But I think that was the problem, that all the family doctor was doing delivery. After 1991, they stopped with that. And the most people that was doing delivery was the gynecologist and me as the midwife. And there was Dr. Chon too and Dr. Romans too over there. Working. They did normal delivery because we did not have a lot of midwife here. But while I was working here for all this year, we sent like 46 people to go study for midwife. And I hope that they come back home.
Okay, 4 to 6 you said?
Yeah, there is 2 male and 4 women.
Tell me, Nurse Yanga, what is a typical day for midwife Yanga?
The typical day for midwife Yanga. Let me see. You mean that my
So yeah,
work
how does
was-
your day start out? What do you do? Do you practice from home? Do you practice at the hospital? Do you alternate? How does your day go?
Yeah, okay. Normally, let me start to tell you when I reached here in 1991. Then we have a lot of people that could not go to the hospital to get the baby because they did not have insurance. And then while I reach here, sometimes I get a phone call of they come to me and ask me if I can help them at home. I like home delivery because I practice that. A lot of the doctors self ask me if you are not afraid. I'm not afraid because I know my stuff very well and I know where I have to turn my patient over to the gynecologist. That's the way I like home delivery and did a lot of home delivery here. But after that, when I reach home, by the people, sometimes they don't have water, they don't have light, then it is a difficult situation. Now what I did, I make a room at my own home, and then the one that, because sometimes they live very tight, you can't do that there, and then they come over to me, and then I did it there. That was in 1991, and then by 2001, so I settled down my clinic a little bit more stable after the Hurricane 95, Hurricane Luis. And then, but the hospital they asked us to work in the hospital, then my most delivery, I do them in the hospital. And a lot of people they are afraid to get a baby outside of the hospital because all the bad story that they heard.
Right.
Because if anything have to happen, it happen in the hospital, you have out the hospital.
Right.
You have to know your stuff, what you do, and then you have to take consideration of that.
Okay, so your typical day, because that's like a brief history as to, what happened when you came. So a typical day for you would be what?
Yeah, I get up in the morning hour. Most time on Sunday and Saturday, I like to go swim because you have to get some energy because you're busy with a lot of people, and then you can imagine how many problems the people come and tell you in your office. It's a lot of problems that you carry with you from the people. And be somebody from the Netherlands and tell it, then those people is my people too. I don't deal with the people like they are a number. It's a
Right.
person, it's a human being. And if they have something, then I carry that with me too at home till the thing solved, the problem solved. So then, like Saturday and Sunday, I go swim. In the morning hour, I get up, and then Monday and Thursday is my day to go to church.
Okay.
In the morning hour, early in the morning hour, and after that, I start with my work. I go to the St. Martin Medical Center, I have an office there. Then I have a prenatal controller. I check the patient, they come check the baby, like the belly. If they come with the baby, if they get the baby, they come with the baby, we check. I hold the baby, I check the baby like 1 month. If everything, the weight is good and so, then I send the baby to White Yellow Cross, because White Yellow Cross, while now is under the government, they will take care of the baby to give the baby the injection and so. Further with the mother, I will check the mother if everything is okay with the mother, with the belly. If the mother is, we have to check especially the bleeding, how is the bleeding, and if everything is going good with the breastfeeding, if the mother will give breastfeeding, the most of them give breastfeeding, and then we help them, because starting with breastfeeding is a little bit difficult for a lot of people. That's the way some of them, if you don't guide them, if you don't coach them, then they stop very early with the breastfeeding.
There are times when age doesn't change a thing. You hear continuous laughter on and on. There are moments that we want to celebrate. The best ingredient for life is the friendship that we have. We like it that you love. We like it that you love. Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut, together again.
A good party, a splash of red wine, a lingering memory. So we invented our Scotch-Brite Easy Erasing Pad that cleans surfaces, and with a flip, the white polymeric foam erases ingrain stains forever. Scotch-Brite, smart, simple and clean.
Man, I'm supposed to take my girl out to dinner this weekend. I'm so broke, man.
Man, I used to have those same problems, you know, but since I got my whip company card, when I take my lady out, I even get something back, you know.
Get something back. But you're a lucky fella.
I take your mind out the gutter, man. What I mean is, with whip company I get back 1% on every purchase I make. With this card, I can spend in guilders and use it throughout the Netherlands and TDs. Instead of paying 1% of the dollar credit card, now I get 1% back on every purchase I make at the end of the year.
What? I gotta get myself a company on card.
Man, but let's go.
Let me go. Man, now my lady's birthday gonna be a real celebration.
At least now with Whip Compaleon, I know you're gonna get something back.
The Web Compaleon credit card with limits as low as 500 guilders. You don't have to walk with cash, and it is accepted by practically all businesses. The Web Compaleon is the first guilder credit card that can be afforded by anyone.
Okay, Narcianga, I know that as a midwife, you also give Lamaze classes. Could you explain a little what Lamaze classes are?
That is exercises, most breathing classes, prepare the patient to when they go in labor, that they have the knowledge what happened with their body.